And the truth is, we are in a powder keg. The Jamaican people are suffering. The Jamaican people cannot bear much more. They just cannot bear much more. And that's why a viable opposition is so important. But a viable opposition will not come about if we are disunited. The problem why we only have 14 members in the parliament today is that our house was not in order. We were disunited, and it started back from about 2017 right through the general elections, where we lost terribly, and of course today. We are not going to see the sight of power if this continues. And that's the reason why early in the new leadership of Mark Golin, I pledged my full support to ensure that we will have peace in the party. I have said to the party leader, I have said to the officers of the party, I have said to the committee that is now in charge of unity, that I, Phillip Paulwell, would leave this party if before the next election there is another challenge in the party. I would not support another challenge in the party. I made that pledge. So I was quite clear that between now and the next election, there will be no challenge to the existing party leader. I didn't vote for him, but I know that if there is another challenge, we will be out in the grass for another 10, 15 years. So I pledge my support to work to achieve unity. And that's why I was one of the active members of the Unity Committee. Because, you know, comrades, if our house is in disorder, is in disarray, no care what you do out there to try to convince people to vote for you, they're not going to do it, especially PNP people. We have seen that. Jamaicans on a whole, the JLP was out for 18 years because they were not united. There's nobody who's going to go to the ballot box and dip their finger in the ink for a party that is in disarray. They're not going to listen to you. So you could be performing very well in parliament, you could be stirring up and pointing out the issues of the day. People are not going to pay you any mind if you don't appear as a team. And that has been my commitment. I know if you don't go there as a team, dog nyam suffer in the upcoming local government elections. And that's the reason why I was quite clear, and I thought our party was quite clear, the officers were quite clear, that we could not sustain another internal elections. That vice presidential elections are coming up, and that we need to ensure, to engineer, and that's what you call guided democracy. And it has happened before in 2006 and otherwise, when the leadership of the party say, listen, we are going to forego an internal campaign. An internal campaign costs people money, but more importantly, it costs unity. And I thought the entire officer corps, I know the existing VPs, all of them were, that we should not get back into campaigning internally. All the money that you'll be spending, you could have hold on to that and spend it in a local government campaign. But again, the infighting that it would cause. So I am saddened, I'm really saddened, because we were working towards consensus. I was committed, you know me. I believe in peace. Blessed are the peacemakers. That has been my mantra over on this platform, but throughout my life. And that's why sometimes people say, oh, how come you're so calm in Parliament? Why don't cuss labor right? Listen, I don't cuss. When I had to fight for the Jamaican people with cable and wireless, I was dignified. And I fought for the Jamaican people. But I'm not going to kick off table and curse bad words. That's not me. When I had to fight JPS, when I had to fight the bauxite companies and say, listen, I'm going to cancel your license if Alpart isn't reopened. It wasn't because I see myself as big and bad and I can chuck it. I'm not into that. I believe in dignity. I believe in sincerity. I believe we have to look in the mirror at ourselves every day and ask yourself, is this what I'm placed here? And you know, despite what anybody wants to say about me, every day I can look in the mirror with a clean heart and hands and say that I have been sincere in standing up for the Jamaican people, sincere in leading a life of honesty, a life without corrupt motives or practices, a life where in my own constituency I work for peace, for the killings that you hear about to stop, to ensure that gunmen are put away, people who have information to pass over the police. But in this thing, you bear a bad name. People say all kinds of things about you. People will go to the US Embassy. People of your own ilk will go and tell lies about you. That's how terrible the politics is. That's how terrible the internal politics can be. I bear these things, and I still wanted peace. I still wanted to ensure that during this period that we elect our officers, that we could agree on 4 VPs and that we could carry forward that agreement, and that we wouldn't have any upheaval with the regional leadership, the elections towards NEC, and so on and so forth. We could have done these all without disturbances. Today has been another unfortunate day in the party. We have decided to step back and to allow the party leader to have his team. We're not going to fight. I am too weak to fight, and I know that it is going to get us nowhere, because we are not going to be successful with half of the party working if you don't have the whole party, and I will say 70%. If you don't have 70% of the party working together, forget it. We will never see power. And my hope is for us to get there, to get our 70% of the party to work together. You know what a comment said to me today? He and others of his ilk fought, they did battle. Some got shot up in the 70s because they believe in the PNP. They put their life on the line for the PNP. Some stalwart comrades. And today was a sad day for them, because they were wondering, is this what we put our life on the line for? Is this what our fight was about? And I didn't support the fight. I didn't support tribal politics. I didn't support PNP and JP at war. That is not me. But there are some people who went out there on the line, and they're saying today, what was my life all about? Because they did it for the People's National Party, the party that has brought the most benefit, the greatest achievements in this country. It's the People's National Party. And when we fight like this, what do we say to those who fought to keep us alive in the 70s and 80s and beyond? What is it all about? And why would we want to have half a party? Why not work to have the whole party coming together? So yes, we have taken a position, but we're not leaving this party. The PNP is in me. The PNP is in you. So we're not leaving this party. We're going to continue here. Whatever I can do, my colleagues, to make sure that we do well in the local government elections, we're going to do it. And we're not going to bear no malice and cuss anybody. That is not what I am about. That is not what we are about. There is a genuine need to settle down. I know today I can think of Comrade PJ Patterson, how sad he must be. I can think of Sister P. One day we're going to talk a little bit about Sister P, because I'm in touch with her every day. But this is sad for those of them who are still alive. KD Knight, Maxine Henry Wilson, all of those, John Jr. Today must have been a very sad day for them. And we have to try to get things changed. A lot of it is going to depend on you, our membership, our core supporters, who will have to say, listen, you guys have to get your house in order. And it's not a blame game. I'm not going to be blaming anybody. But God knows, I tried. I wanted to see our party coming together. I wanted to see us being able to get back into power so that we can continue to provide good policies and programs for the People's National Party. So that's where we're at, and that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me. Respect. Enjoy your weekend.